everybody, and welcome back to our podcast, Inside the Climb, brought to you by Aztec Link and the We Believe Network. As always, I'm one of your co-hosts, Kylie Grace Freeland, and our other co-host, Jack Powers. Alongside us, as always, the general managers of our Aztecs, Caleb Davis and Sam Hopper. Welcome, everybody.
KG, it is an honor to be here. I appreciate you guys. And we're out here at Shore Rider out in La Jolla, celebrating a good night in the community. And Pop, I'll hand it over to you. How's things going?
Everything's great. We're right in it in camp. Big week for us. And the event was a ton of fun. It was more of a, table conversation, a little bit more informal than the last, not by intention. That's kind of just like how it went. And it was, maybe a little bit less of a presentation Q&A, a little bit more of like an open conversation, and specific people had, specific questions about just kind of, how we operate. And it was, I think, more about like the general modern world of college football in a lot of ways. It was really fun to kind of talk about, especially like where the sport's going.
I also think that's one of the cool things about like these events is like, we don't really go into it necessarily with the whole blueprint of the run of show, what we want it to look like. This is literally, let's hang out around the community, figure out what they want to get out of this. And again, one week to the next week might look completely different, but we know like we're giving back, we're giving the inside look, and really just being around, wrapping our arms around the community. I know I say it every single week on this
100%.
podcast, but that's the goal.
And it was, big week for us, obviously, like doing the event last Thursday, now being at Shore Rider tonight, and then on Saturday, obviously, like had to scrimmage at the stadium. Like that was a lot of fun. Like a lot of big practices in between our last pod and today as well.
Talk about the things from that scrimmage that just really stood out to both you.
It was fun. First of all, I thought attendance was great. Like a lot of people showed out. It was the home side of the stadium that had the fans, and you would look there and sections were full and fans looked like they had a great time. It was cool for some of the people. I thought it was
really cool. Like we had a great showing to thank the community for coming, because like, again, you never know what you're going to get with a preseason scrimmage like that.
Yeah.
Again, it ain't live. Like whether we scored touchdowns or whether we got interceptions, none of that matters in the record book. It's just more so for us to come together and to really see this community, again, rally up, because this is year 3 of the Lewis era, year 2 of me here, and really Sam's first opportunity out here. And again, to just see it grow year after year, month after month even, like we're starting to really get this last piece of the puzzle to where we're getting this home field environment this season that, again, I'm just fired up to get the real games rolling.
No doubt. The only problem is we were in our practice jerseys and not game jerseys. But it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. And I thought, kind of good back and forth with the offense and the defense. The offense was able to move the ball. The defense held up a little bit in the red zone. A lot of different positions showed some good depth, and a lot of guys did a good job when given the opportunity. Again, it's just a nice data point as you move forward in camp, as guys go through the ups and the downs.
It's one of those things that I had a couple people ask me, like, what can we expect as fans and spectators of this scrimmage? Like, what's it going to look like? Are we counting score? Are we doing quarters? And I tried to kind of explain how, like, these are really, like you talk about data points, just ways for us to continue answering questions about our roster. And I felt like Saturday was amazing because, there were a lot of good things, a lot of things we're still figuring out, but it was really, really cool to start answering some of those questions. Like, you saw the offense move the ball. You saw the defense make some special plays when they needed to. Saw some of our kickers make some kicks in the home stadium. Like, there was a lot of those things that,
big boots,
again, are trending. Like, I think we're in a really, really positive part of camp to where, like, this week is really the earn it. Everyone's kind of cementing their spots, kind of some of the starters or significant contributors on the team. And yeah, like, so much of it came together last Saturday, and then we're going to have an internal scrimmage that is probably the last real banger of the year before the season starts this Friday, or I guess last Friday when this eventually comes out. But yeah, you just start seeing it's almost like you start seeing the fog clear up about who we are going to be this year. And I'm super excited. We're super talented. We're super depth filled to where, again, if we need some guys to step up throughout the season, like inevitably every single team we've ever been a part of, like, we need that.
Have to have it.
Those things are really starting to show up. So I was really happy we walked away relatively injury free, which again, as as us in personnel, like I'm kind of sitting there on the sidelines holding my breath. I want the talent to look right. I want the energy to look right, and I want us to stay healthy at the end of the day. So all those things check the box, and I think we're honestly probably further ahead of schedule than I would have expected at this point. And again, to just see these guys keep on taking steps, keep on within the climb, like I'm excited to see what this week unveils for us.
So I'll throw this in there also, just like something that teams are normally always trying to get from these types of scrimmages too, especially when it's at your home stadium, is a huge point of preparation is like in our bench mechanics, right? So like, for example, when we come off the field after an offensive drive or after a defensive drive, guys, coaches, players, staff kind of knowing their jobs. Where do the position groups sit? Who sits on the bench? Who stands around? Where's the coach going to be? What materials do they need to get with the team, right? Is it a whiteboard, a marker? Do they just need certain like charts, right? Like what are the student managers providing? Like what is equipment doing? Does anybody need coverage when they're signaling, right? All that different type of stuff. So from a staff standpoint, kind of getting a chance to practice that, because that was our first practice at the stadium, during camp. So getting a chance to run through that, I think also made us better. That's a big point of it too. And then obviously there's some stuff that's not traditional. Like, for example, us doing the DQ drill after the first quarter, which is one of my favorites. Caleb knows.
Oh man, I would love if they started doing that. Like instead of halftime performance, they just whatever special teamers or reserve players, you just go out there and practice special teams. Just
it's great
in a gritty way. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, so the DQ drill is a special teams drill for us, and it's really kind of practice for like guys getting out in coverage from the punt team and for the punt return team as well. And so there's different types of guys will have a penalty or something, and the staff will just go crazy, like whatever yellow item they have, just like throwing it in the middle. It's a lot of fun, and I don't know if the fans really fully understood what was happening, but I forgot a white item, so I just kind of grabbed something that would have been in my pockets, and I was just throwing both my hands up for every penalty. It was a lot of fun. But anyway, kind of getting back to it, like all the stuff in between from quarter to half, like that was really good too.
And the other thing too is like the whole game day preparation and lead up to it. We go on our Warrior Walk, which was awesome because we were riddled with youth football programs, high-fiving the guys as they were walking in, and then it's your normal warm-up routine. That's our one shot in the stadium to really get our mechanics down, both in between the white lines, both quarter to quarter, but also pregame, and to get to tie all that stuff together. And I do want to shout out just those youth football programs that were there supporting our guys. Like if there's anyone listening that has any ties to youth football community within San Diego or anywhere in Southern California, like I'm always looking to find ways to make impacts there and continue to get out and support the youth program. So if there is anyone listening, I mean, my email's on the website. You can look me up and however we can continue to really help generate the next great Aztec football fan. Like that all starts with the kids running around playing football in the communities today. So always fun to get to do some of that stuff too.
Absolutely.
You guys just talked about the youth. Like, let's talk about the youth on the team and what they did in the scrimmage. It could be freshmen or just guys coming in the transfer portals. Are there any names that really stood out to you in that scrimmage that you could maybe not even see making an impact on the field this season? But
I'll say first off, we're filming this at a sports bar in La Jolla, so it'd probably be wrong to not shout out the La Jolla boy Carson Deal, who
real deal.
I think he had 4 or 5 catches. Was actually elite in our mechanics on 1 minute, we call it, so 2-minute drill, as most might think of it. Like a lot of people don't realize the little things like just getting out of bounds or getting the first down when he needed to penetrate. Like he did a lot of things well there, and he's continued to just earn trust and dependability within this staff, both as a receiver but also on special teams.
What a terrific introduction by you, and throwing out the real deal, bringing up La Jolla into it. That was terrific.
Perfect segue there.
Perfect segue. I'll throw a couple names out there. Elijah Lash was great. Freshman defensive edge, I guess. Like he was awesome. Great in space, great rushing the passer. Then how about Josiah Lucas for the bring it home touchdown to end the scrimmage? He's done an awesome job in camp, and obviously our running back room is super talented. A lot of experience coming back in a lot of different ways, but him being just a true freshman, like he's done a great job at camp, like trying to earn himself a role. And whenever you can have a nice little tud in the scrimmage to like bring it home, that was great.
Those are awesome, like examples of just high school team building, high school recruiting, because you got the local kid, you got a couple kids from Texas. Like we're gonna go find talent everywhere, make sure our home base is covered. But yeah, there was just a lot of guys all around that did a really, really good job for us. And again, I just can't wait to see it all keep coming together, because there's a million young guys we could talk about, whether it's Tino Olave continues to make plays as a
Cam
safety.
Purnell, local guy.
Cam Purnell's another local kid. Like we're blessed to have brought in not only a talented freshman group, but ones that are really, really about the right things. Like these kids love ball, they're competitive, they're living up in the offices right now during fall camp, where they just want to get better and carve out their role. So we're blessed to be around a bunch of great kids and great families too. It's cool to see some of those families travel to the scrimmage on Saturday and get to reconnect with some of them, even some of the ones we mentioned from Texas. So really, really blessed with this freshman class we have, and I'm excited to see it really culminate on the field this year.
100%.
And obviously the players are a big part of it, but the fans are also a huge part of it. Talk about how important it is this season to kind of get Snapdragon packed and what that kind of means to you guys.
That was one of the common themes about, our dinner, our little connection community deal. I don't know exactly what we're calling them.
You call it an event, yeah.
But community fan engagement event was just continuing find ways to connect the community, which again, that's kind of our whole point here, where we just want to get out, show that our doors are open, show that our arms are open, that we want to keep on packing Snapdragon Stadium. And my advice to everyone is, anyone that's listening, if you're not already a season ticket holder, buy season tickets. You can't do season tickets, buy single game tickets. And if you are fortunate enough to be a longtime member, hey, maybe take some of those cost savings that you were able to make this year with ticket prices being slashed, and buy another one, buy two, and start bringing a friend to every single one. Because that's the thing, like, think about how quickly this stadium will fill up and sell out if every single season ticket holder would just buy another one and bring a friend. Like we'd be able to create not just one of the best home field environments, in Southern California in the Pac-12, but across the country. Like we got everything here that we need to build a national championship type team. And I think that last piece of the puzzle is that home field environment and the community keep on pouring into these guys.
Yeah, we just want everybody to be involved. Like that's the end goal. We want you to be involved with this team. If you're in this area, you're in San Diego, you love football, we just want you to be involved with the team. And obviously going to games is a big part of that. But get to know us, ask any questions you have. We try to be out there and accessible. And again, the hope is that, again, more people could just feel like they are a part of this thing just like we are, because that's the case. That's how it is. I know we say it a lot, but it's really true. And I'm just excited to see the environment at Snapdragon. Obviously, I was there for, a couple practices in the spring. I was there for a scrimmage in the fall. Obviously, just got little bits and pieces of it.
Feels like one thing might be missing.
Yeah,
though.
I'm just excited to see the real thing.
Oh, man,
the real
I can't
thing
wait.
when we get started.
Talk about, one question that stood out to you guys during this event we held tonight here at Shore Rider that you kind of remember and that you thought was just a great question and
There are a lot of great
you
ones.
think needs to kind of be answered.
It was a lot of, too, just we talked about off the rip, just kind of a lot of kind of back and forth conversation. I mean, one question that I really liked was, we got a couple different questions about high school recruiting and how that helps us build a team compared to, for example, using the transfer portal and why recruit locally when, you have guys coming from everywhere on every team nowadays. And it was cool just kind of being able to tie the dots together from that perspective, because at the end of the day, there's a lot of new things in college football. And we've talked about it before. It's a sport going through the metamorphosis, right? But the pillars that make specifically in recruiting, the pillars that make a roster building system really work 10 or 12 years ago are the exact same ones that do it now. And if there's one thing that all these new elements of college football have changed, it's not what really goes into recruiting. And obviously a big part of that is like doing it at the high school level, bringing in sustainable talent, right? That you know them well, it's predictable, you know they're going to stay. And obviously a big part of it is like evaluating your local area better than anybody else, because you got to know the players of San Diego better than everybody else if you really want to call it your backyard. So I think just being able to kind of go through that and tie together the dots was a lot of fun for me.
Yeah, and to piggyback off of that a little bit, I mean, you kind of hit on there just a little bit of like all the pillars of what made college football great 10 to 12 years ago, whether that's roster building, connections, and all the things. And I've said it since my very first media appearance I ever made as the GM here, like the relationships and everything that made this sport special 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 50 years ago, those are all still so key to what we do now. And actually, I'd argue it's even more important to have real, honest, genuine relationships and connections with kids, their families, and anyone in their circle, because of how transient this place can be. Not this school in general, but just this sport. Like, if people are attacking it the wrong way and they don't make those things important, then the kids are going to feel that. And I think we're blessed to have a group and to have people within this program that see it for what it is and truly have the why to continue to push forward. And again, like when I say the why, to impact these kids' lives and keep on being a positive resource for good, because that's, at the end of the day, if the kids are at the forefront of why we do this, the wins and the touchdowns and the sellouts, all that stuff's going to come with it. And again, that's kind of one of our key monikers of how we build this program and how we continue to build fan support within the community is we're going to be here for you. And now, again, we're not going to expect anything from it. But again, if we open up the doors, if we share our story, we kind of expect a lot of people to kind of follow suit and realize, yeah, we want to be there on Saturdays.
So this place is really special from that perspective. We were really fortunate to have two awesome guest speakers in the last, 8 or 9 days. Coach Steve Fisher talked to our team. I'm just, days in my mind are just like, it's like meatloaf. I couldn't tell you what.
That could have been 4 months ago, or that could have been yesterday. I couldn't tell you.
Not tell. A calendar in my brain is meatloaf.
No, we sleep a good 4 or 5 hours each night.
I'm just telling you, days of the week, absolute meatloaf. But anyway, a certain amount of days ago, and then another certain amount of days ago, but less days ago than when Steve Fisher came, Leroy Glover spoke to the team. Both guys are obviously one coached here and one played here. Both tremendously successful in and out of the sporting world. One thing was so abundantly clear to me is and again, both those guys crushed it, did an unbelievable job, left us with a ton of great nuggets and wisdom, but both are like genuinely passionate about the program, genuinely passionate about us as people, and genuinely passionate about like the university. Like both independently said, I'll be at the games, I'll be around, I can't wait to watch you, come up to me, introduce yourself. Both independently did separate like Q&As for the group to hear questions that guys have and like try to help out and provide wisdom. I say all that and kind of bring it into what we were just talking about, to share that this community is really special because you have two people that obviously both were most recently a part of their respective programs, like, a certain amount of years ago, right? But like both still being so passionate about not just wanting to like talk to us about like actually being involved and like being current like fans of the program. That was really special. And I think it just kind of speaks to what like our fan base, every alumni, everybody in the community is like all just like really capable of. Like it's all there. Like we're not bringing something together that doesn't exist already.
Yeah, I think that's what makes San Diego State so special, is everyone genuinely wants to be there and is genuinely passionate about what they're doing. And I feel like that's going to reflect on the field in the future. And I'm excited to see where the season goes.
Culture and connection. Coach Lewis talks about it all the time. Culture and connection, not just in the building.
And success leaves clues.
That's another big Coach
that's
Lewisism.
One of my favorite. I might need to write that up on the board.
Yeah, success lead. He says that every day.
But it's so great because like you hear someone like Steve Fisher, legendary coach, come speak to the team, and he lived a lot of the stuff we live today, but 30 years ago. And again, we've tried to implement like a lot of giving back to the community like this, and a lot of, just getting around and giving back stems from what Coach Fisher spoke to the team about last year and what he's had in his private conversation with Coach Lewis. So again, success leaves clues. It doesn't have to be football. It doesn't have to be even sports. Like if you can just surround yourself around successful minds, like one like Jack Powers or KG over
KG?
here, like when you're around successful people,
Especially
you can get
KG.
a lot of nuggets, and super blessed. Gosh, I think I've said blessed about 100 times already.
Thank you, Sam Popper.
But yeah, success leaves clues. Love being around successful people.
Bingo. If I can note and jump in here, I just wanted to shout out the nachos here.
Phenomenal.
Cheryl Ryder. There were multiple points during the conversation where Caleb would leave me this like perfect alley-oop of like a conversation.
Yep.
But I had to wait about 3.5 seconds to answer because I was eating the nachos. And
See, I thought you caught on to something I was doing. So I would give you this alley-oop and know it was such a great like segue into Popper talking for the next 5 minutes, and I just start digging in on the nachos right after that.
The nachos were really good, and so like Mike was sitting next to me, and every once in a while I just noticed Mike like looking down like this, because I'm reaching over him to like get another chip for like the nachos, because I kind of like my half of the plate was kind of gone, so the only plate left was his, and I can't just like reach over and like turn the tray like 180 degrees. I thought that was a little much. So I just wanted to shout out. The food was tremendous. They were great hosts.
Staff
here
was
at Shore Rider.
amazing here.
Staff was great.
Phenomenal people. Aztec supporters, Aztec alumni. Like, we are super blessed. Gosh, I said it again. We are super grateful for the Shore Rider.
A lot of
the
synonyms.
entire staff.
Again, the carne asada tacos, and I mean any type of nachos.
Their calamari was pretty good too.
Yeah.
There you have it. If you're ever in the La Jolla or Pacific Beach area, make sure to come on down to Shore Rider.
All right, and buy your season tickets.
Oh,
buy
yeah.
your season tickets. Come support the guys, and KG, take us away.
All right. Thanks for joining us on this episode of Inside the Climb. Make sure to subscribe, drop a comment, leave us any message ideas, email us. You know where to find us. We'll see you next week.